So starting this video off right away, I can't play the actual video. For whatever reason, Trags usually is MVP with audio. Today, for whatever reason, this video's audio is quieter than a mouse in a field. Like, it's just, I can't play the audio for whatever reason. It is so low. But let's just talk about this. Number one, a lot of people are saying from this video that T looks upset and sad. The reason why he looks upset and sad is because he's coming off a game where he caught 26 yards on 2 catches for 8 targets, and our offense was absolutely outside their damn mind, playing great football, and Jamar Chase was cooking, but Tee Higgins was not. So I think that's why he's upset, that even though we won, you know, he obviously didn't contribute as much as he would like to. So that's number one. A lot of people are saying he's upset in this video. But the whole point of this video, and well, I guess one question of it, is Tee Higgins is humbled by Joe Burrow suggesting to do whatever it takes to get him back in Cincy next year. And it's a weird scenario. This whole do whatever it takes, whatever, you know. Because again, at the end of the day, Joe holds the keys to the kingdom. He does. He has all the money. He has a lot of the control, right? Because again, he's just a quarterback, but at the end of the day, his voice matters greatly within the organization because of how much he got paid, and he is a franchise quarterback. So whatever he says will be taken very, very greatly. It will have a lot of merit, right? So when I hear like do whatever it takes to get him back, Joe at any time could do the Tom Brady strategy of taking little to no money every year and giving it back to the organization to get players and help win. I think Patrick Mahomes is also doing that as well, trying to make a, you know, more of a legacy rather than getting paychecks. He could also give back money like Aaron Rodgers did to the Jets, where he gave back $50 million, so he could get some of the guys he wanted, you know, over there to New York. There's always ways a quarterback, especially when they're making as much money as Joe is, can bring a player back, right? Now, again, I'll say this a million times. It is Joe Burrow's money. It is whatever player we're talking about's money. They have the full ability, so that's full right, to not. Right? They have the full right to say, hey, that's my money, I'm not giving it up. And that's okay. But when a player says, hey, we got to do whatever it takes to get this player back, and they have the direct ability to do so, that's always where things get a little shaky. Now again, like I said, I don't think T comes back. I don't think he will. When it comes to if he wants the money that he wants. I think in the end, my final prediction is he does come back, but he comes back on a 1-year contract, and he comes back on a very, very much, you know, this is a prove it deal type aspect, right? But if he wants the money that he wants, which based on what we understand, it seems like he does, he's going to get that in free agency. And I talked about it on the stream last night, and I'll talk about it again. With his injuries, it definitely destroys his value for us. We're not going to franchise tag him again because, one, he might not play on the franchise tag. Two, it's a $25 million fully guaranteed franchise tag. He's not going to get paid that because he's not worth that right now with his injuries. Just the fact. If he hits free agency, a team like Cleveland will probably pay him that $120 fully guaranteed. There's other teams out there that will as well. So, and he knows that, right? So I think we're going to offer him a contract. We will. But again, that's also another factor is I don't know, even if Joe said he wanted to keep him and said, hey, here's the money, take my money, take part of my money and give it to T, I want him on the team, then yes, it would be a done deal, no questions asked, right? But I also think that there is a level of, I won't say not ego, but level of the Bengals aren't going to pay him an unrealistic amount to what they think he's worth. And this is why we lost DJ Reader. We lost DJ Reader because we saw value on DJ Reader and said, we're not paying you over that amount of money. There's been reports with Tee Higgins and the contract extension stuff that whatever we offer him was considered embarrassing. It was considered, just not really logical for him. And we lowballed him to hell and high waters. I think that's going to remain the same of where it is. I don't think the Bengals front office wants to pay him anything close to what he wants. And unless he gets a one-year prove-it deal, which I think is very possible because of his injuries this year, I just think he's going to go somewhere else and get paid. And that's just the God's honest truth at this point. But again, like I said, I would love to have him back. He is my favorite player, and he'll forever be my favorite player on the Bengals. But again, it's just one of those situations where it's like, it's a lose-lose, I feel like. Because we want him back, we do, but we don't want him back for the money he wants. And if we pay the money he wants, then we're going to be in a really bad spot for the rest of the team. And we're going to be the same cycle over and over again. Already we're rinse, cycle, repeat. But we're going to be on extra cycle if we pay him the money he wants. But at the same time, again, Joe has the ability, but then it's also not right to try to make Joe give up his money for T. And in reality, if we're being realistic here, you'd rather pay that $120 million worth of money to somebody else, to like an offensive line guy, right? To offensive line in general, or defense, right? You rather put $120 million, $110 million on defense. It's the forever battle, I feel like. But for the most part, listen, at the end of the day, shout out to T. Again, he didn't have the best game ever, but he is still a great player. He's still a great receiver. I said this before in the video when it comes to either going Trey Hendrickson again or trying to go with T here. It's so easy in this league to find and develop and, create a great receiver for you. Not to a point of Jamar Chase and not to a point of Tee Higgins. It's going to be very hard to do that. But you could find yourself and you could develop yourself in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round at least a solid wide receiver 2 / high-end wide receiver 3. And until that is different, until that is not the fact, until that is impossible to do, which I don't think it ever will be, you're going to look at things more from a financial business perspective and realize that sometimes it just doesn't work out. I want T back, but it has to financially make sense. It has to realistically make sense. Just how it works. See you guys in the next one. Peace.